program for graduate student or even like fresh graduate students, American, yeah, to conduct research for their degrees. For example, they are students who are currently enrolling in a master's or doctorate program, or even if they just graduated their BA and then they're like in between, you know, I don't know what I want to go to grad school next, but still hasn't decided, and they decided to do independent studies, they can apply for this. Lots of FULBRIGHT students actually came using this program that we have, this platform. So it's open for all fields of study, as long as, you know, yeah, they will do research anyway, and they will do research for 10 months in Indonesia. Or another option is to do 12 months of this program, but it includes 3 months of Indonesian language training under another program called CLIA, or Critical Language Enhancement Award. So they can come to Indonesia. If they're Indonesian, they already have their Indonesian language ready, it's good. They come and then they do research for 10 months, but if they need more training in Indonesian, we also offer 3 months of training, and then the rest of 9 months they can do their research. This is also a good program because it has flexible start date. It can start anytime between September 1st and May 31st. So for the next cycle, usually the application will open in March, yeah, for them to apply, and then the deadline usually will be in October. So now it's actually quite late. But if you know people who are interested in this, they can try for next year, and then they will come the next year again. So if they apply in 2025, that means they will come to Indonesia in 2026. Next, and this is all the grant benefits that we offer under this program. It includes everything from stipend to tickets and also some relocation allowance, research allowance, etc., including the health benefit. Yeah. Okay, and then another part of this program that is actually interesting for the host institution, because in order for you as an American coming to Indonesia to do research, of course you have to be affiliated with an Indonesian institution or Indonesian affiliate. We call them mitra kerja usually, because that's how the research program, collaborative research program between Indonesian and foreign researchers are managed under BRIN. Yeah. So we do offer some other additional funding for this program, enrichment programs, which the students can apply to AMINEF to be invited by other institutions other than their affiliation to travel within Indonesia with financial support from AMINEF and share their expertise, their research results, etc. And we also offer counterpart support, because sometimes an American working with Indonesian counterpart, but the counterpart maybe doesn't have enough funding to go to the field with them, to go to Tuanan, because it's pretty far, tickets is expensive, etc. So we also offer extra funding to fund the counterpart to go to the field with the researcher. And engagement project, this is where a researcher can conduct a side project that address the needs of the host institution. So anything from workshop, training, or any other type of project. We have lots of examples if you're interested to know more later. And also we will invite all the student researcher to join AMINEF networking events during their stay in Indonesia. So another type of program, very similar but just different. The previous one is for students, so for you who are professors, you can encourage please your students, the future Indonesians here, to apply for that program. But if you're a CU scholar, or you know your colleagues, an American scholar, who are interested in coming to Indonesia, please encourage them to apply for the US Scholar Research Program. So this is a similar program, but any professor, anyone with terminal degree, PhD, can conduct research in the area of expertise, and projects should address issues of public concerns in Indonesia and conducted collaboratively again with Indonesian scholars, because that's how the program works. It's also open for all fields of study, STEM, social science, even arts, we also have. And the period is between 5 to 10 months. So for scholars, it's more even more flexible. They can only come for 5 months if they cannot get like longer sabbatical, or they want to come like shorter term. Yeah. So it's 5 months is okay to 10 months, and also has flexible start date. It has similar application cycle that I mentioned before. The grant benefit is here, a little bit different, of course, higher, and also we cover dependents for scholar. So we can fund round-trip international flight, also housing allowance for scholars to bring their family to Indonesia, and only one dependent, but we also covered additional funds to cover their tuition fee if they bring children to Indonesia, up to 2 children, so this is so 2 children. And also health benefit, of course. Yeah. So the total is between these, depending on the length of the grant. And we also offer the actually the same funding like we offer with the for the student, but there's extra one for scholars, because for scholars they are able to apply for funding, travel fund, to go around East Asia Pacific country. For student, we only offer that they can be invited by institution within Indonesia. But for scholars, they can be invited by any institution in East Asia Pacific, so from like Japan, Korea, Mongolia, Thailand, any ASEAN country, until Australia, New Zealand, and also all these Pacific islands. Yeah. So if any institution in the area is interested in inviting the scholar in Indonesia, for example, then the scholar can apply for this, and we pay for the travel. And the other extra funding is the same with the one that we offer to the students. Yeah. Okay, and there is another program. This is actually very brand new, just launched last March, and we now already received the first batch of applications. So if you're interested in doing this, definitely please apply next year. Yeah. So this is similar program with the one, the regular US Scholar program. But with this one, you will conduct research in your area of expertise, but will partner with researchers from BRIN, from National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN. So any research from your field, they will find like the match of your counterpart from one of the researcher or research organizations. From the previous programs, you are encouraged to find affiliation from any institution in Indonesia. It can be universities, it can be like a think tank, it can be like research institution, things like that. But for this program, particular program, you will be affiliated with BRIN researchers. But you are still open to collaborate or work independently with other institutions. Yeah. So your official counterpart will be BRIN, but you are also encouraged to work with other institutions. It's also open for all fields of study. Same, the period is between 5 to 10 months, and also has flexible study. And just like a little bit about grant benefits, it's also the same. I think the amount is also similar with the regular US Scholar program that I mentioned earlier, and also all the enrichment programs also the same. Okay, so the last part of this presentation is about if you already identify someone, okay, I know someone that probably will be interested in coming to Indonesia. You may have to also remind them that in order to come to Indonesia, again, they will have to do a series of procedures, the permit and visa to do research in Indonesia. Because of course you cannot come to Indonesia as a foreign researcher by just using visa on arrival, for example, or like a tourist visa. It's illegal. So you have to inform the person that later, if you already apply for Fulbright and get selected, and then get ready to come to Indonesia, then there is a series of procedures that you need to do. All foreign researchers to Indonesia must obtain ethical clearance, research permit, and research visa from the Indonesian government. But the good news is, AMINEF will assist you to navigate the permits and visa process. And to explain a little bit more about this process, I will ask my colleague Rizky to explain more about this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Astrid. And now we get to the fun part, which is the permits and stuff. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rizky. I'm one of the Astrid's colleagues at AMINEF. I'm the program officer for the student research visa permit program. So, I guess we are here not be presenting BRIN, of course. So I'm going to speak based on our experience dealing with research permit itself. And we've been dealing with this for more than 10 years for now. One good thing that I think I would start is that I guess it has been getting easier to bring foreign researchers to Indonesia compared to like 10 years ago. So that's one thing that I think we would like to help your help to share this information to your American colleagues and professors. In the past, I guess when I started working at AMINEF, in the past, when an American or foreigner wanted to come to Indonesia, they needed to get a research permit from Ristek Dikti at that time, and they had to go through like screening process, which includes like military officers, police, BIN, and everyone, like all the security officers. But nowadays, since BRIN was initiated in 2020, if I remember correctly. They do away with all of those security people. So they no longer sit in the screening committee. They only involve BRIN researchers and scientific authorities. So those security officers are no longer reviewing foreign researcher applications. So that's one good thing, and that's I think it's a very good improvement from the Indonesian government. So, and since the past 2 years or something, none of our Fulbright researchers have been denied their research permits. So, but again, everything is getting more clearer. Like all of the processes are conducted online through BRIN's new portal, and it provides you with a very clear steps. Informations are available online, like what documents are needed, what forms should be completed, everything is there. They gave you like a clear timeline, like if you do this, if you do application today, then they will let you know when to expect like you will get the result, something like that. And they can always be reached online through email if there's no progress on your application, and they are very responsive with emails now. So that's one good thing that we can say about BRIN. And usually the process is like, first you have to get the ethical clearance. They have 6 ethical clearance committee at the moment that I think I know of. There's like social science and humanities. There's like animal care. I guess a lot of Ibu Erin students who go through the ethical clearance, they go through the animal use ethical clearance, and none of them got rejected. And then there's like nuclear chemistry or chemicals, and then I forgot the other one, but there's other subject, which is the umbrella for all of other research. And once you get the ethical clearance, then you will automatically get the research permit. And after that is the visa, which will be applied by the Indonesian host institution. And I think the process is also very quick now. In the past, whenever a researcher comes to Indonesia, they have to visit immigration like during the 30 days of their arrival. But nowadays, once you landed in Indonesia, you will be issued the ITAS, the limited stay permit already. So you don't have to go to immigration again, like to import and everything, unless the immigration system is not working. But that only happened one time this year. So everyone, all of our researchers in this year, when they landed at Soekarno-Hatta, they got the immigration permit already, and that saves a lot of time. They can come, adjust for a week and then start doing the language training or the research right away. And then after that is that you still need to get permits from the police and also the Home Ministry officers or KLHK for SIMAXI to enter national parks, but the process itself is, I think, is getting better. And BRIN, I guess in one of their sessions, they told us that they are trying to make a one door policy in the future. So when you apply for BRIN, like I don't know, someday in the future, we will get all of the permits at once. So you don't have to go through those, 5 different offices. But yeah, let's hope that our colleagues at BRIN will make that come true. And but they are not here today. But they regretted that. So I guess after that, you do your research and then just complete like midterm and final reports to bring. And just when you're done, don't forget to do your presentation to your Indonesian colleagues and Indonesian government, for example. And after that, you can exit Indonesia, and now you can apply for the exit permit online as well. And that's, that we should thank our Indonesian government for making a lot of innovations throughout the past 2 or 3 years. And I guess that's pretty much all. And all I can say is that everything looking good from our perspective, based on our experience of 10 years of dealing with research permits and license and stuff. So I hope that you can encourage your American colleagues, professors, students, or something like that to apply for Fulbright opportunities to Indonesia and do research in Indonesia, or to do other programs. Okay, and that also applies for the diaspora community as well.
Thank you so much. I wouldn't know if you didn't say that you're not from Brain, because you know everything about Brain. And I think this is such a great news, because so far a lot of scholars come from Indonesia, and one thing in mind, let's have MOU. But then American professors said that, well, why should we have MOU? There's no incentive of going there. None of our students want to go. We don't want to go. So what we are hearing from you, that means we can use your explanation, we can talk to our colleagues, and then we can have, if you were thinking about, okay, I have MOU, so if it's stuck, we can communicate with them and we say, you know what, actually in Indonesia there are programs that you can come and we will help you. Can they be like the middleman in terms of like, okay, Pak Rizky, Bu Astrid, we have colleagues that we have met in Indonesia focus, or we have somebody from there, how is it, how can we help? Can they do that? Okay, so I'm just taking it because I was a little bit pessimistic when I heard about how does it benefit us. But I think after listening to them, this will be a really great benefits. When you go back, think again about coming back next year, right? You are all coming back next year for Indonesia Focus Conference, okay? Next thing is, I'm going to send a lot of email addresses that include a lot of Indonesians who are a part of us, like from IU, from the UK, from anybody that we know of. Then maybe you can start again another communication. Okay, we have heard about this, we will help you, and then you can also make goals in terms of when, hoping that maybe by around February or March, when February is the time when we send call for papers, and then March, and then so all of them, I hope that it becomes a plan. At least in my head, it's my plan. So I hope that's also your plan. Okay, we run out of time. However, we can have at least 2 questions because it's a very important topic to discuss. Pak Doni.
I know you already talked about for the scholars. There are a lot of many NSF sponsor study tour for students, which is about like 2 months thing. Now I have no idea. Whenever I was thinking about that, my questions I was what about with the visa about this? Can you guys help?
2 months. Yeah, beyond tourism. Visa for research. That's all I thought it is.
I think Pak Doni, I think Pak Rizky earlier talked about ICAS, right? So, to my understanding of what you said, generally American scholars or Indonesian who become American, they apply as a tourist. However, he said that if you want to do research, and especially for a period of time, you want to say 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then we can contact AMINEF, and AMINEF can help.
Even though the funding is coming from NFS.
Oh, you can. Different funding, different way. Also, AMINEF is only for AMINEF. So, So which means that in that case they have to contact BRIN directly, and they will help in terms of that process.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well, very good, because that's also news for all of us. There are different type of funding. Okay, we're talking about NSF, we're talking about AMINEF. The last part was something that I heard from Pak Bob. Pak Bob Hefner from IFIS, and IFIS is the largest organization as well, who still like the largest. I mean, it's also great, but the point is, I keep thinking somebody like Pak Jimmy, for example. Pak Jimmy finished his dissertation in AI. A lot of people are really interested in AI. However, Pak Jimmy's heart is not in academic, right? And more on business. So what he said is like this. IFIS focused on products. So if, for example, Pak Inul decided, okay, I want to do research related to AI, but connected to agriculture. So in this case, Pak Inul is an academic. Pak Jimmy is also an academic, but you spend more time in business side. So you can apply for funding to IFIS. So it's not necessarily for among scholars, but also to anybody who's interested, as long as there are products that can benefit Indonesia. That sounds good, right? Okay. So yeah. So this is so that's kind of like the result for today. Any question for AMINEF? Okay, another question.
Maybe this is not related to the AMINEF, but I'm just curious, when a researcher from outside Indonesia collecting the data, who owns the data?
Great question.
Okay, thank you for the question. I guess so far our researchers own the data, and also they share it with their host institution, right? Erin, correct me if I'm wrong. So if you collect like biological samples, for example, you as the foreign researcher needs to have MTA with the Indonesian host institution. And that's when you deal with the data, who owns it, where will it be stored, and everything.
So there will be like an NDA.
MTA, yeah, the material transfer agreement.
So
Something.
how about like NDA, like a
Oh, that should be discussed with your host institution in Indonesia as well. So, and usually like for biological research, MTA is one of the requirements that needs to be uploaded into BRIN portal, and without that, you will not get the permission. But yeah, usually it lasts for like 10 years or 5 years. Yeah.
One last question. Okay, Arifin. Oh.
Alright, thank you very much. So, you have explained many things on the side of US applicants, but what about the potential Indonesian host institutions? Is there any like procedures or something, conditions that should be fulfilled by those potential institutions to be like appointed as one of the hosts for the US scholars?
Join, but look at him. He already think about who he want to collaborate with.
Thanks for the questions. And I guess it's a good news for Fulbright at least. We do not limit the types of the host institutions to host our Fulbright scholars. So if you know anyone that you think can be a good visiting scholar in your campus or a student researcher, please feel free to let them know that you want to invite them. All you need is just you need to send a kind of recommendation letter, and then they will include that in their application for Fulbright, and then you will be automatically become the host of the US Fulbright coming to your area. So,
But yeah, I think that's that we have to fulfill.
Yeah.
Yes, like collaboration. Yeah. So if collaboration, how to win like it's just the US visitor to get the benefit from Fulbright. Yeah. What about the one from
Yeah, this Astrid already mentioned earlier, like we have some enrichment programs like workshops, fundings for the counterparts, like to visit the field sites, for example, like for UNAS, for example, like last year or 2 years ago, I forgot, we funded like 30 something students from Jakarta, and we flew them to Tuanan in Palangkaraya for kind of 1 week. And it was a great experience for the undergrad students from Jakarta to actually go to Borneo in Tuanan Research Center and learn firsthand about biological study of orangutan. And that's one of the things that the undergrad students didn't have a lot of privilege to work with. So we provided fundings for workshops and other enrichment activities that the Fulbright scholars will have during the grant year.
So in a way, it's not money itself, but more programs.
Yes.
Yeah, also, I think now BRIN encourage foreign researchers to do joint publication with their host institutions. So I think that's also one of the benefits that you can add, like the counterpart can co-publish with the foreign researcher, and then of course it add like credibility, citations, etc. Right? And then usually the foreign researchers have more network and more knowledge, probably in some cases, on how to publish in international journals.
Well, thank you so much. So is it possible to share your slides to everybody and maybe share your email to them if possible? Okay. Well, please give a big applause to Mark. So we don't have time. I want to spend the last 15 minutes to talk about two things.
Hi, thank you all so much for inviting me here today. I came here and this conference has blown me away, and I hope I can come next year because this has been such a wonderful experience, and I'm going to encourage my colleagues who work in Indonesia to come next year as well with me, because this is just such a wonderful event. I've met so many incredible people today, and I'm so grateful to all of you for accepting me here today, because this has been wonderful, and I hope to see you, some of you in Indonesia when I go back in November, or this summer when I go back, and I do hope that I can also apply for a Fulbright myself once my daughter, once my daughter goes to college, in 2 years I will definitely be applying for a Fulbright so I can spend an extended period of time and work with my Indonesian colleagues there. So thank you all, this has been incredible, and I look forward to joining you next year.
Kali bahasa Indonesia aja kali ya. Oh, mengucapkan terima kasih aja, mungkin terima kasih. Mungkin yang baru pertama kali datang, selamat datang. Saya senang banget untuk tahun lalu Bu Aya datang bercerita tentang Sirpa. Saya sempat semua juga dengan teman-teman dan sangat bangga ya dengan teman-teman di sini gitu ya, luar biasa. Saya akademisi juga dan justru teman-teman ini role model gitu ya, membantu teman-teman di Indonesia untuk bisa datang presentasi dan ya berlatih dan sebagainya ya. Jadi kesempatan yang luar biasa. Saya on behalf KBRI Washington DC mengucapkan, dan Kemdikbudristek tentunya mengucapkan terima kasih banyak atas kerjasama yang baik. Selamat datang, dan saya berharap dari sini berkembang ya penelitian di Indonesia dan sebagainya. Mudah-mudahan teman-teman mendapatkan manfaat yang lebih banyak. Itu aja, mungkin maaf.